One of my favorite tropes in media is the overpowered character trope.
If you love gods, you won't scroll up this video, watch me. I will scroll up this video.
Those characters in the story that, whether through word of mouth or displays of strength, let us know that they are worth the smoke. Their presence alone in any scene always serves to push expectations through the roof, as these guys are usually treated as the power ceiling in any story. Meaning they get to pull off the most spectacle-defining plays and cement themselves as the exception, not the rule. The level of aura they get from that fact alone is insane. One iconic introduction of an OP character, in my opinion, comes from Devil May Cry 3. Best game, by the way. I love that game so much. Please play that game. In the first level / tutorial of the game, you go hacking through a couple of basic enemies before ending off with an elite one. Now, at this point, you still be pretty new to the game, and this enemy would 100% roll you on your first day. So after a few failed attempts, you probably win that fight by the skin of your teeth and realize that these guys are pretty tough to deal with. And immediately after your victory, you'd be treated to a cutscene of the main antagonist going up against the very same boss. My uncle just said immediately after your victory, you'd be treated to a cutscene of the main antagonist going up against the same boss. And with just one slash, we're introduced to Virgil. Not only does this scene establish that he's pretty dangerous, seeing as how he just one-tapped the thing that just ran your fade, but it's also just so cool. Where did he get that power? How does it work? Did he even try just now? Overpowered characters just add that level of scale to a story's power scaling, even if they aren't the strongest in it. And General Feixiao takes that concept to high heaven. Skilled in all forms of martial arts and has honed herself into a supreme weapon. Feixiao isn't a woman. She is a nuclear bomb. The way her hair almost curves out in spikes, the pure white trench coat, the weapons she uses, that fierce expression on her face coupled with the Gojo-like eyes, her splash art alone is enough to get you frothing at the mouth from excitement because of how insane she looks.
But I know you're going to say but, right?
So what are your thoughts of General Feixiao?
Merlin's claw is quite articulate. Right now, her intentions are unknown, and Jimmy Wen wants us to be honest.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jing Yuan is aware of this. As for other matters...
General Feixiao is my benefactor and patient. A doctor's life belongs to his patient. I cannot leave this world before she's cured.
Since I started playing Honkai Starbucks, why did I write it like that? Since I started playing Honkai Starbucks, I've only ever had my jaw dropped by a character's gameplay like twice. And with Feixiao now, it's 3 times. The first 2 that managed to do this were Jingliu and Acheron. Jingliu just because of like the impact frames on the eyes, the transformation mid-battle, my guy. And Acheron because... well, it's Acheron, literally. I don't even have to explain that. You just look, open your eyes. And if those 2 are anything to go by, Feixiao will most likely leave us starving and homeless. The whole vibe she gives off just screams Gojo Satoru. What? Gojo Satoru. I wrote Gojo's name in the script, so now I'm at a crossroads. Do I say Gojo Satoru, Gojo Satoru, or do I mix it? I'm gonna skip it actually. The whole vibe she gives off just screams Gojo. White hair, wild blue eyes, OP as shit, cocky. There's a checklist being ticked here. But miHoYo people are just like, alright. I hear the young kids like Jujutsu Kaisen. Alright guys, I wonder if any of you have ever heard of a show called Jujutsu Kaisen. Yo, why more? If I hadn't watched JJK, I probably wouldn't have liked Feixiao this much. Oh, okay, that's a lie. That ultimate had me on my knees at frame 1.
talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
ZMM is calling this the bareback meta. I can't even finish that sentence. The bareback meta is such a wild thing. What the fuck? So to satiate my current hyperfixation, I'll be talking about the Merlin's Claw in as much detail as possible. Merlin's Claw is Feixiao anyway. Her lore, her design, not her character stories, we'll get to that later. Basically everything I can find about her. Also, there's gonna be a bunch of terms and nouns flying around. I'll try to make sense of as much as I can, but you know, sometimes just playing the game would serve as a decent alternative to me explaining everything to you. But I'm still gonna try, don't worry, I'm still gonna try. I love you so much. Mwah.
Speed, why you try not to laugh, bro? That's disrespectful as shit, bro.
Feixiao lore. Oh my god. Feixiao is the current Arbiter General of the Xianzhou Yao. How the fuck do you say the Xianzhou? Well, that's how they say it in the EN dub, so that's how I'm gonna say the Xianzhou. The Chanchao. Feixiao is the current Arbiter General of the Xianzhou Yaoqing, one of the 7 top generals and officers of the Cloud Knights within the Xianzhou Alliance, known as the Vanguards of the Hunt. These guys are essentially the upper limit of the Xianzhou chain of command. I mean, you can't exactly give out complete ownership over a warship like these to just any random person on the street. There's qualifications. You don't understand the game. You don't know how I'm moving. If the what the fuck is that Pink Panther meme? If the op's sleeping on you, tuck him in, some shit like. I'm so off topic. The spirit she was blessed with by Lan, the Aeon of the Hunt, was the flying Arius. Fuck. A giant wolf looking like a type of creature. You see it in a trailer too. She's also the leader of the Verdant Knights, who are an elite subunit of the Cloud Knights. See, I told you there was gonna be a lot of terms flying around. You gotta keep up right now. Verdant Knights, Xianzhou, Yaoqing, oh my god. If you somehow zoned out during all of that, basically Feixiao is a big dog in the Xianzhou. And her bark definitely matches her bite. The thing that sets Feixiao apart from all the other generals though, is without a doubt, her ferocity against anything related to the abundance. She's actually gone on record for leading the Yaoqing to wash like 5 different abomination forces in a single year. I'm pretty sure it's also been mentioned somewhere that she's been an Arbiter General for the shortest amount of time compared to the other generals. What generals? Fuck you. Learn to read. So it's no wonder she's got all these cool nicknames, calling her Swift and Fierce or the Great General, because she just showed up not too long ago and she's already squad wiping abomination forces. If that doesn't scream she's OP, then I really don't know what to tell you. She's got an entire army behind her. So does Jing Yuan, but you don't hear him doing what she's doing. But she's also got the Verdant Knights. Man, such a bitch. Before Feixiao became the Merlin's Claw, she was a slave to the borisin under their battle against the Xianzhou. In their battle. Okay. Her only use to them was as a Foxian meat shield in battle, or a guinea pig-like test subject stemming from genetic mutation due to a mixed bloodline of borisin/Foxian blood. Reading through the lore and getting to that made me think of only 2 ways the borisin could modify DNA like that. The first being the good old, evil scientist test chambers, attaching tubes, taking blood, whatever. But we've seen how the borisin operate. They're savages, they're cavemen, there is no technology there at all. So that only leaves one other option of mixing bloodlines involving Foxian slaves. And did they really have to include that, bro? Like, I read through her logs to see how cool she is, and now I just hate the borisin. Thank God Rule 34 artists don't read character lore, Jesus Christ. Now what did the genetic modifications even do? Well, to explain that, I've got to explain how the borisin's DNA works. Essentially, borisin are born with an ability called Moon Rage, which gives them increased strength and agility, regeneration abilities, and the ability to shapeshift. Not sure where I'm remembering this tidbit from, but I think they shapeshift via breaking their bones and molding into what they want to copy. And since they've got regenerative healing, they can turn back their bone structure. What the fuck? They turn back by healing their bone structure. That's a monkey's paw type power if I've ever heard one. I want to shapeshift. Break his bones, break his bones. So the Moon Rage thing, now that we know how it works, is in when you mix the bloodlines. Oh I don't even like saying that. When the fucking genetic mutation occurs or whatever, there was a chance for Foxians to inherit moon rage as well. You know, some Foxians would show traits of moon rage, and wouldn't you know it, Feixiao had moon rage abilities. Unfortunately, Foxians can only inherit the increased strength and agility, at the cost of it depleting their life and sanity. They also lose the big fluff. This atrocity cannot be forgiven. We must burn them. They will pay for their transgressions against the big fluff. Thank you, Honkai subreddit, for that. I was low-key kinda choking there. After getting all of that out of the way, is it just me, or does the Star Rail universe just hate Foxians? First it was Ting Yun, you know, getting absolutely washed every time you put her on the field, and that one cutscene that made like every single Ting Yun simp cry. And then it was Yukong, she's perpetually suffering in a light cone, a friend died in a Sasuke, Jing Liu's friend was a Foxian, she's just dead. Woho's entire backstory, she was bullied as shit, my guy, and Zhao Cho recently, it's like, when are you gonna give them a break, Hoyoverse? They did nothing wrong. With the whole backstory in mind, it's no wonder why she absolutely wrecks these things every chance she gets. They basically stole her childhood from her since she spent it constantly running for her life. Growing up, all she knew was war, and probably an intense burning hatred for the abundance, which is the perfect combination of traits to produce a terrifying arbiter general. I can't say general, I keep saying general. I think that aspect of a character just makes me like her even more, because despite growing up like shit and basically being on a death timer right now, you still see her smiling and working hard despite it all. Feixiao isn't depressed and brooding. She's like cool and swaggy. My role model for real, Feixiao supremacy. Put the picture on the screen, She truly is the lacking general. Lacking in regrets, worries, and rivals. And time. And AoE. And an English VA. let's get it. I'm not even gonna try and lead into this properly. One of my favorite designs in the whole game, hands down. There is a bias in the section, and it is a huge bias. You know who else has a huge bias? Starting with her clothing, Madam is rocking a white trench coat, and already I am off script. This is absolute cinema. The gold accents on her shoulders, the straps on her arms, that slick teal pattern running along the entire thing, and the lower you go, the more pronounced the colors get. I can't talk about clothing, but I like this. This makes my eyes, they feel nice. Woo. All I'm trying to say is that the colors mesh really well here, and I like how the white becomes less prominent the lower you get down her trench coat. I know we'd all want to get lower. I also like the ornament on her jacket. The red and blue help add more flair to the whole jacket entirely, which is insane because it's already got so much flair to begin with. And Feixiao is just like, oh, let me add some more. Relax, woman. Under the jacket, she's got a sleeveless turtleneck type thing going on. Apparently the spots where you can see her skin are called windows. So are all the spots where you can't see her skin called Linux? The thing's got a pattern running along it. My lack of descriptive text is showing because the main thing I'm looking at, I don't think I'm allowed to describe. The gloves she's got on are pretty swaggy too. One showing a hand while the other has red instead. You could probably headcanon that she does this because each hand is dominant over a different weapon or something like that. The red is for the battle axe, the barehanded one is for the gun blades. You know, it's probably not. I don't think that's how that works, but a man can dream. What is a man? Multiple belts around her waist, you know. It's a common trend, sure, but just because it's a common doesn't mean it's not good. Like, this looks really good. Okay, wait, I'm looking at it closer. Is that even a belt? I thought it was two, but I'm looking at it now and it looks like one long strap that she like just tied around her. That sentence made someone's day. Okay, under the belt is like another piece of fabric tied around her waist. I'm not sure what that's called. I didn't even notice it was there until just now. It still looks good though. Just doesn't really make any sense as to why it's there. You know, I don't think it's like a Chinese inspired thing either. I don't know. Why does this... I look at that now as I'm reading the script. That reminds me of like... okay, shout out all my South African viewers. But like, you know how like fucking like aunties... They'll have like, they'll wrap like a blanket around their waist. It looks like that low-key. I don't know why. I'm cooked for thinking it looks like that, but it kind of looks like that. Okay. Black booty shorts, thigh garters, trees found in forest. I actually remember there was a little drama on Twitter about Feixiao's design when she got trip marketed. People said it wasn't fair for Jing Yuan to be dressed accordingly for the job while Feixiao was rocking this, you know. Yeah, Slay Queen attire. Y'all were awfully quiet when Acheron got released, huh? Cause last time I checked, Jing Yuan's also an emanator. Yeah. Talk now. Plus, I feel like Feixiao dressing like this fits her character because I doubt she'd ever conform to any type of uniform. These bars are free, guys. I'm here all night. I just get the really rebellious vibe from her. You know, she marches to the beat of her own drum, despite the fact that she's a general that leads other people. Her walking into the Arbiter General meeting room wearing that makes perfect sense. Even in her trailer, she pulls up to Jing Yuan's place and gets she gets shit-faced and then she destroys his garden. Yeah, if that's not enough to show that she's not like your average run-of-the-mill general, then I don't know what to tell you. I said it right that time. And lastly, we've got the boots. Calf-high, dark-heel boots. No way, boot heel. They look pretty fresh too, I won't lie. I don't know why, but they make her seem a lot more mobile and agile. Maybe it's because the boots aren't as high up on her body, so I feel like she could do like a lot more flips and stuff without them getting in her way. Madam Bronya did it better though. Lady Bronya did it better though. Sorry. Fight me. Sorry. And yeah, that's pretty much everything about Madame's design. Pretty cool design. One of my favorites. If I had like a tier list for design, she'd be an S tier. For sure. I was also planning on including Feixiao's character stories in this, like I did for like the Wuthering Waves like once for Jian and Danjin. I feel like this is a personal thing, maybe I could be wrong, but Honkai Star Rail's character stories are not that interesting to like relate to someone. Okay, you know, let's take Danjin for example. Like, okay, because that's the one everyone has seen. Like, holy shit, she's monopolizing. In Danjin's character stories, we basically got like actual stories of like her doing things. They were like stories of her escapades or stories of things she's known for, or rumors, whatever. It just gives you more insight on the character, stuff that you weren't like given beforehand, right? Same with Jia, and he had stories. There was like one about the night, one about his nightmares, one about that time he met this person that inspired him to become a soldier. Different points in his life got turned into stories. Star Rail stories are not really like that because, for one, on top of there being like a narrator that narrates the story, the reason I don't really like Star Rail's ones is because it's a lot more verbose than Wuthering Waves ones. They use a lot more proper nouns and stuff. The structure feels, I feel like it's a lot more convoluted. Like, I can read a Wuthering Waves story and like instantly understand, oh, they're telling me this about so and so. But then I read a Star Rail one and then like I'd have to think about it a little bit. There's nothing wrong in that, but like again, it's not really that much fun to relate that to someone. And also the stories aren't really giving me anything new and exciting. I think Feixiao's first character story was like her. I think it was like her and other Foxians watching over a dead body, and then they saw like there was the current general of the Yao Qing. She appeared there and then they saw her and they're like, oh shit, there she is, let's run. And then someone fell and then like everything went black. I'm not sure who fell because I kind of skimmed over it because like the beginning was pretty boring and that story didn't give me anything new. I already knew that Feixiao was enslaved. I already knew that she got saved by the general. I don't understand why that story gave me that one piece of like, oh, Feixiao sees the ship and she's running. I knew that already. I feel like it's personal preference, but yeah, I'm not about to read through that stuff if I don't enjoy it. I'm not making money off this yet, so like I want to prioritize my enjoyment as much as I can. Anyway, yep, that's the review. If you guys have any suggestions of what I can put in for the last section, feel free to suggest, you know. I'm always up for suggestions. I was thinking maybe for the last section, since you're not doing character stories, I could do like character gameplay, you know. I could take Feixiao to the Abyss and then use her there. Or maybe I could give you a build guide or something on her. Just like something to like make the whole package of the video a little bit more dense so you have more to chew on in terms of Feixiao content. The only flop with that is build guides and gameplay don't necessarily mesh well with lore and analysis videos. So it's going to be kind of weird if you start with lore and analysis and end with gameplay. It could work though. We could make it work. I feel like we can make it work. You just like suggest, we'll try, we'll see what happens. I hope this video pops off. I really do hope so because yes, wow. let me not even say anything. I feel like I jinx myself when I say this stuff. But like, regardless of how this video performs, you will get a review of Kafka. Cause like I don't know how to say their guy's name. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. They, them. I don't know how to say Gigs Pixel's name. I say Giggle Pixels. It's funny. They asked for a Kafka review, so I'm gonna do a Kafka review for sure. I kind of did this as practice also because I never did a review on a Star Rail character. So I chose Feixiao. She's new, she's hype. Sure. So next one's gonna be Kafka. For you Wuthering Waves fans, I didn't forget about the ones I said I'm gonna do there. I'm working on the Sanwa review, and then I'm gonna go for the Chang Li review. And those are all the reviews I have planned for now. And then we will talk about it once we see how the videos perform. And yep, that will be me. You know, if you like this video, check out the Jian review. The Jian review is pretty similar to this one. It's a really good video. I'm really proud of the Jian review. Check it out. Hope you like it. And yep, I've been tremirry. You've been amazing. I don't know. Outros are hard. Baby, you got something in your nose.